Hi there, welcome to the Hot Slice Podcast. This is the podcast brought to you by Pizza Today magazine. I am your host, editor-in-chief Denise Greer. And yes, I am solo today because we're doing a little different episode. I just returned from National Restaurant Show in Chicago, and it was huge. And I'm going to tell you, I absolutely loved seeing some of the trends that we saw at International Pizza Expo in Las Vegas on that macro restaurant level. So if you go to pizzatoday.com, you're going to see some of those articles on those trends. But while I was at National Restaurant Show, I couldn't help but to grab two amazing pizza chefs to talk dough science because, of course, June is our dough science issue. So I couldn't help but kind of geek out about their pizza styles and pizza dough. So this one's going to be a little bit longer of an episode, but we have Juan Robles, and he's the corporate chef at a Triple Beam Pizza in Los Angeles, California, and they have multiple units, and we kind of break down how they're using a commissary model and how they're using a conveyor customization to really grow that model. We're also talking to Vitangelo Recchia, and he's from Napoli Pizzeria and Restaurant in Port Charlotte, Florida. And he's really interesting because their pizza styles, they have several pizza styles, one pizza dough. So we kind of geek out about how they're using one dough for multiple styles. We also kind of get into pizza dough and just getting it right and teaching the styles correctly. So sit back. This is a longer episode and enjoy our conversations with two amazing pizza chefs.
Are you looking for smarter ways to improve consistency, efficiency, and bake quality in your pizza operation? Spokane Valley, Washington-based Lloyd Pans is the trusted name for commercial pizzerias and home chefs alike. For over 40 years, Lloyd Pans has been creating innovative pizza pans and tools designed to deliver perfect results every time. Whether it's crispy golden pizza crusts or perfectly baked pastries, Lloyd Pans' durable, stick-resistant, and proprietary pan finishes are a game changer. Going beyond pizza? Visit lloydpans.com to explore our lineup of food service and bakeware pans and accessories. Need shipping quotes or custom products? Email sales@lloydpans.com for personalized service. Are you looking to get your brand in front of passionate pizza pros? Well, you've come to the right place. The Hot Slice Podcast brought to you by Pizza Today. We're all about everything pizza business. Each week, we dive into fun conversations about trends, tasty tips, and insider stories from the pizza world. Our listeners are engaged and eager to discover what's new and improve their craft with help from brands like you. Imagine your brand reaching pizzeria owners and pizza enthusiasts while they enjoy our laid-back chats. It's a perfect match. Whether you're selling equipment, ingredients, or anything that makes pizza better, our ad spots are designed to connect you with the right audience. So if you're ready to slice into something special, reach out to us about advertising on the Hot Slice Podcast. Let's share the love of pizza together.
Hi everyone, my name is Juan Robles. I'm the corporate chef for Triple Beam Pizza out in Los Angeles, California. We have 4 locations, 5 with the location inside of BMO Stadium where LAFC plays. And we also have our catering department. We do pizza romana alla pala. We do high 80% hydration on our vegan, and we do around mid-90s for our regular crusts. But we do all 100% alla pala, commissary-driven location. We deliver to all of our locations every single night. We do our sauces, dressings, vinaigrettes, our dough, our raw doughs, our Roman-style doughs. We go to the restaurants. We do all of our roasting of our vegetables, the preparing of all of our sausages. We build at the location, and we run them through Lincoln Impinge conveyor ovens. So it typically takes around 3 to 3.5 minutes to be able to bake a pizza. The good thing about that is that you can scale up really well being a commissary-driven location, especially working with conveyors. It's a lot less stressed when you lose a pizzaiolo, because a lot of it is more of assembly, passing through the oven, and out it goes.
A lot of people don't understand that that conveyors are the workhorse of this industry. That when you look at the ovens pizzerias have. There are a significant amount of conveyor ovens, and like you say, the labor savings, like the just being able to train folks on that system. Now, do you have? Now, I know people that that on their conveyors, they have specialty things where they've been able to adapt them for their certain application. Do you do that with yours?
Yes, so with Lincoln, we already have our design set up, so whenever we purchase them, they already have our stuff on file. But when you go into conveyor ovens, they have these things called fingers, or like these ventilation things that snap on top and bottom.
Okay.
Well, they have some that have different perforations that are also angled in different angles.
Okay.
So depending on, you can, like for example, when you talk about an 18-inch conveyor, you have 3 top, 3 and 2 bottom ones, but you need to figure out what type of heat you need to give it in each stage to make sure that you get the proper execution. So with triple beam, all of the vegetables, the meats, everything that we put on top of the pizzas, regardless whether it's vegan, cheese, or proteins or anything, they all go through the same exact time frame through our conveyor to make sure that it's consistent. So with that said, we have the fingers and everything already set up specifically to get the caramelization on everything. Okay. So that way when you run it, as you said, these are workhorses. You need to know how to utilize conveyor ovens to really help out. I have a love-hate relationship with them in a sense of being a pizzaiolo, my passion is doing brick, wood-fired, or at least deck ovens. They're more romantic as well.
Work on the peel,
100%. But being an operator and doing multi-unit, conveyors are definitely the way to go. It saves you not only directly with labor, it's whether it's high dollar per hour labor or adding more people to the situation. And as I mentioned, when you lose a pizzaiolo that's specialized, we all know that it takes weeks, months to train some people to get it the way you want it to be made. Yeah. And then you have that knot in your stomach worrying if someone leaves, it's going to throw the whole rhythm off. And in this circumstance, it becomes more of an assembly line. So it's not as specialized and it's easier to train. Me being an operator, it helps me a lot because it helps me disconnect from the granular stuff because there aren't as many things to have to audit. And it also increases the efficiency because it's all done at the commissary. Yeah. So as long as the commissary is in tip-top shape and it's executing at all 8 cylinders, it takes away 65% of my concern at the restaurant level.
At the restaurant level.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful. And working in a commissary environment, especially when you have multiple locations, I've always heard that 3 is the sweet spot. When you start getting to 3 locations, you're like, okay, it's time to really think about a commissary.
Absolutely. The way and the reason why, as an operator, having 3 locations is the best option is because once you have a commissary, what happens is it becomes an extension of all your kitchens. So what happens is every single one of your locations, it's going to absorb the impact of costs from the commissary. So if you're doing a commissary with 2 locations, you're putting all that extra strain on those 2 locations and it overworks them. And that's when your P&L starts to go down. Yeah. So having 3 locations, or at least when you're in the cusp of opening up a 3rd location, it's smart to have a commissary. But that's why I tell a lot of people, it's always awesome to come in with a plan when you open up a pizzeria, because if you know that you're going to go the multi-unit route, you can plan ahead from location number 1. That way you can preempt it and set it up for success. The problem becomes when you have 1 and you decide to do that, then you have all that extra real estate. And that's when you end up with something that looks a little different. So the recipe that I like to give people on that is, if you're going to be multi-unit, you can't start with a commissary. You're not going to open up 3 or 4 locations at the same time. So what you can do is get a location that can house all your equipment and get you to the 3rd location. When you have your 3rd location, open up your commissary, and that excess square footage that you have in location 1 can be a location where you could assemble things for catering, where you could assemble things for once you span out further and you get to locations 4 through 6. When you get to that 3rd location and you have a commissary, utilizing the first one to your advantage, either by housing extra ingredients or helping you do the catering department side of it. And as we all know, doing a commissary, it helps you reduce your costs on equipment purchasing, square footage, all those excess things. So you can open up if it's just a slice house, you can do 1,200 square feet, 1,000 square feet, versus 2,500 and getting all those mixers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so for those that don't know about your pizza style, explain what it is and kind of the nuances with it, and the operational side of it.
So we do Roman alla palla. It's Roman style. We do multiple different types of crusts. So we have a pane bianchi that is our regular crust that has a little bit of whole milk in it.
Okay.
We have a vegan dough that we use for our vegan pizzas. It's just straight up water. And then we also do our own gluten-free crusts. So we're actually able to mimic and replicate the exact dimensions of our whole pizza and still be able to offer it as a whole, half, or quarter as we do our regulars.
Yeah.
In regards to the Roman alla palla dough, it's high hydration. The regular Bianchi is at 96% hydration at the moment because it's really dry in LA right now. And then our vegan one is at 85 to 86% hydration.
Yeah.
We do our bulk ferment for 24 hours, and then after that we make our batards for the second day, and then we go full throttle and knock out the production. So at the commissary level, the way we do it is we have a first team that comes in at 4 a.m. They take the dough out, they make the batards, they let them floor proof.
Yeah.
At 7 o'clock we start getting everyone in and we start stretching. We'll have on a Friday, we'll do about 4 batches, which pretty much consists of, let's see, there's 4 bags per batch, so 16 bags that we'll do on that. So we'll make all of our production from 7 o'clock all the way to about 2:30.
Yeah.
We have 5 people stretching and 1 person that bakes all of the Biancos. And the person that works the oven is just getting the peels, loading them, according them out. And then we have 1 person that's dusting off all the extra semola and cutting them up to the full size. So our Biancos come out at 38 by 10.
Wow.
So we cut those in half. Yeah, we cut those in half, and essentially that's our whole pizza.
Okay.
So we let them cool down on speed racks. Once they cool down, we have Cambro totes that we put 50 per.
Yeah.
So they have space and they don't get squished. We cover those up, and our driver loads that up along with the sauces, the marineras, everything that our restaurants order from us.
Yeah.
And we distribute it out to the locations.
Yeah.
All of us know with pizza, when you transport, especially out of a commissary with live dough, there's so many issues that can happen just to get it to the pizzaioli's hands at the restaurant. And everyone's pointing the finger where, no, the commissary messed up, or no, you didn't proof it enough. So being able to send everything par-baked already saves so many issues.
Par-bake is clutch. I even use par-bake at home when I have pizza parties and stuff. I'm like, oh, we're par-baking. This is great. I mean, it takes away my pressure on just that kind of thing. So I totally get it. So the big dying question I have for you, why the whole milk? What does the whole milk, what chemically does the whole milk do for that dough? I'm fascinated by it.
So the whole milk, because of the extra sugars, when you get it, we all know that yeast consumes sugar, lactobacilli. After it consumes the sugar, it creates the fermentation process. But adding the whole milk also gives you a nice little caramelization on the Bianco when you bake it out. We typically do about 6 minutes inside of our pull and deck ovens at the commissary. But once you bring it and rehydrate it back in the conveyor oven, going back to par bakes, because we do very high hydration, our dough, when we bake it off again in the conveyor, it gets really crunchy and it doesn't dry out because of the hydration. But that milk gives it a nice crunch, especially once you put the toppings on it. I just love it mainly because of that, those extra sugars that you get on it and the caramelization that you get.
Okay, so next month we are doing a special focus on the future of pizza dough. So I can't not get you to answer the question about what do you see as the future of pizza dough, and where are we going with it?
That's a very good question. There's so many great pizza makers out there, and everyone has, whether it's a Polish or it's a Biga or the hydration, direct, indirect methods. Everyone's starting, like me, I started playing around a lot with wheat germ. When I was out in Italy for the Campionato Mondiale a couple of weeks ago, I started talking to a lot of pizza makers, and I was wondering how they got those results that they were getting, and they're like, hey, fermented wheat germ. So now I'm starting to explore that. It's the future of pizza. I think it's going to look awesome. Pizza has grown so much in the 16 years that I've been making pizza.
Same.
And the 8 years that I did fine dining prior to that, I see everything coming together, like pizza, the styles, the techniques, the toppings that are going on it, the dough that's coming out. it's hard to say exactly where it's going. I know that it's going in a direction that's way more gastronomic, like it's more gastronomical.
Yes, absolutely.
It is like there's so many people involved. I have so many chef friends that are very excited about pizza, and they're guys that worked at Michelin restaurants, that work in high-rated fine dining, and they're intrigued by pizza.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty that I'm starting to see with pizza. The future of pizza is being able to pull in a different perspective.
Yes.
And that gets disseminated to everyone else, and it helps evolve it.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm noticing. We're always going to love the tomato pie, the margarita, the traditionals, but it's always nice to see those boundaries getting pushed little by little.
Absolutely.
And it seems like it's going in a great direction.
Absolutely. I love what's happening because I'm also seeing the blurred lines between pizza styles where people are like, hey, I love this style, but I also like this style and I like this style. What if I took elements of this style and brought them into what I want out of this specific style? And so I think that the blurred lines are coming in a very cool and playful way.
It is. Everyone is getting much better with hydration, again, with things like wheat germ and all that, as you said, that's actually a really great point. There's people that are starting to do New Yorks that are higher hydration, or the Polish that is going to add a little softer note, more airiness to it. So that's a very, very good point. Yeah, it's everyone is starting to make a blend of different styles and getting the tidbits of each one and being able to do their own thing. Like at home, my kids, they love pizza.
Yeah, for sure.
So for them, it's more like, they want a crispy one, or they want this, or they want that. There are ways to multitask doughs. So
for sure,
when you do different styles of pizza, it's not about doing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different styles of dough. It's being able to have a versatile dough that you can manipulate in different ways, and proof in different ways.
Yes.
We make a pane bianco that's actually like 1,000-gram batard, but the corner, the whole peak, it's like this. But the only difference is, even though it's our same vegan dough that we use for our bianchi, the thin one, this one gets much puffier because instead of proofing it with flour, we proof it with oil, and we're dipping like every 15-20 minutes. It takes like 5 to 6 hours to floor temp, but when you bake it off, it's a completely different bianco versus the one that's with flour.
Yeah.
So it's dough manipulation and making it as versatile as possible, regardless of what style you're making.
Yeah.
Being able to use it for breads, for sandwiches, for side things, et cetera, et cetera.
That's beautiful. I love it. So what advice do you have for aspiring or newly into the industry pizza makers or people like you that are working with a brand where you're going, you have several locations?
Have fun. Enjoy what you do. The secret ingredient to success is doing something that you love and enjoy doing. I'm here in Chicago. I'm making pizza with Maraforni. I'm making pizza all day long, and I'm happy. I'm smiling because I enjoy what I do. If you do that, you're unstoppable.
Everything else
falls into place. You just got to have a strong work ethic, and this goes for any industry that you're in. But with pizza makers, learn. Don't stick to one style. Learn, develop, evolve, do more. A lot of pizza shops nowadays, I notice, aren't specializing so much into one style of pizza. Everyone is doing different styles, changing things up because people want to be able to come in and try something different. And if you have a restaurant and you're trying to bring in profitability and stay fresh and hip, doing different styles does that because it gives you more things to market with social media, getting into different aspects of things, learning new things. I went to Italy and I came back a completely different person because of the perspectives that I got from everyone around the world.
Absolutely.
So it's just keeping things fresh.
Yeah, I love that. And how did you connect with Nancy Silverton? She's kind of a legend in this business.
Nancy,
how in the world did you do that?
Nancy's awesome. And I was blessed to be able to get brought on to Triple Beam a little over 6 years ago.
Amazing.
Before here, I was the corporate chef for Pitfire Pizza.
Okay.
I had 11 locations all around SoCal at that time.
Yeah.
So I was doing I was doing Neonapolitano wood fired there for those 10 years. Once I got to a certain point, I was ready to learn something different, as I mentioned. And I walked into Triple Bean Pizza, and I was blown away by the pizza alla palla because I had never even seen it.
Yeah.
So I tried it, fell in love with it. I saw where it could go. So I applied. I got a phone call like a week after, spoke with all of the owners, spoke with Nancy, and I got brought on to be their corporate chef. And Nancy, she's larger than life. She's everywhere. She's nonstop. She just keeps going. So she's not as involved in Triple Bean Pizza, but it's nice to know that she can entrust me with making sure that things come out the way that they have to.
Yeah.
And it's always, I see it as a compliment when someone will go and say, oh my God, Nancy's pizza is awesome, because it's being held to a specific standard. And I'm glad that people taste it and feel that it was her making it. So those are big shoes to fill. She's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for popping onto the podcast with me.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a genuine pleasure.
My name is Vitangelo Recchia, and I am here at the NRA show with Mara Forni and Pizza University at booth 5218. And I have a pizzeria restaurant in Port Charlotte, Florida. It's called Bella Napoli Pizzeria and Restaurant.
Absolutely. And go ahead and tell everyone kind of what style of pizza that you guys do.
So when I purchased my restaurant in 2014, it opened up with New York style pizza and Sicilian pizza. And then over the last 12 years, we've incorporated Grandma's pizza, Grandma's style pizza, Detroit, Roman, and then we've made hybrids of our Sicilian, and we've adapted our New York style pizza to more gourmet style, New York style pizza. And we're working on another style too now. So
I love that.
Yeah.
The thing I think about, as people look at adding styles, how long do you think it really takes to understand the styles enough to go ahead and serve them on your menu?
Well, I want to backtrack on that.
Okay, good.
So when we talk about different styles, we talk about styles. Are we making them the same way that they were made 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago? No. I don't want my guests to wait 45 minutes for a true Sicilian pizza that's cooking from scratch. So we work on a par bake system with a master dough.
Okay.
So we make one dough for our New York style, our Grandma, our Sicilian, or Detroit.
One dough for
Yep.
all of those.
And then our new dough that we're working on, we're gonna call it the Milanese, but it's a remembrance of the Book It pizza from Pizza Hut back in the day. But no, we use one dough. It's a master dough, and the only thing that changes is the manipulation of the pan that we're using and the size of the dough.
I love that. When you're talking about pizza operations and simplifying the process, that really helps not having to have so many doughs, and especially just for storage sake.
Yeah. It takes away the it helps the dough maker, then it helps the pizzaiolo, because they don't have to guess which is which. They just go by shapes and sizes. And like I said, us making a master dough is just simplifying our process. We're not looking to get the franchise. We're not looking to get any bigger than what we are, because we're pretty much maxed out at our restaurant.
Yes.
But we're trying to capture the person now that looks at going to Pizza Hut per se, or that wants to go, that travels to another area of where we live to get the specific pizza that we have. So when we get a lot of people in our area that are from the Northeast, the Midwest, Canada, from Texas, from the Central America area. Yeah. And they're used to those Domino's and those little Papa John's and Little Caesars. So, and that's not what we're serving, but we're giving them something better.
Yes. Absolutely.
That can resonate with them from where they come from.
That's an amazing approach to look at it. I'll say, since you have so many different styles, I'll put this into two questions. What do your customers gravitate towards? And then what are you firmly passionate about? Like, what style do you just geek out?
So we have a lot of people that come from the Chicago, Detroit, Michigan area. Yeah. And they come in, and when they see Detroit pizza on our menu, they're hesitant because they come from the area where it started. And when they taste it, they eat it, they enjoy it, they tell us it's great. They love it. They come back and they bring their friends. That's one style of pizza that I think that people really enjoy. Even our Sicilian people come from New York, New Jersey. I grew up in Pennsylvania. So people come down and they tell us that our Sicilian pizza is just fantastic.
Out of this world.
I nerd out on Roman pizza.
Okay.
So, and that's like a whole separate dough in itself. Anywhere we work with like 6-hour dough, 24-hour dough, 48-hour dough. It really all depends on what I need at the moment.
Yeah.
So,
when I think about Roman, we had, before the pandemic, we had said Roman is going to blow up around the U.S. We saw the trajectory, and then the pandemic happened, and people were kind of leveling off on introducing new things. And I feel like it's back, and I feel like it's growing around the U.S. I feel like it is definitely a style to launch around the U.S. So what makes it have legs to get around the U.S.?
So I have to agree with you that pre-COVID, Roman was on the up and up.
Yeah.
During COVID, post-COVID, it slowed down, and Detroit came in.
Yes.
It swung right in, and everyone started doing Detroit-style pizzas, and it was great. Now you're starting to see more of the Roman style happening.
Yes.
And I think that's only the natural progression of working with higher hydrated doughs,
Yes.
flours that are accessible, education, knowledge, understanding.
Yeah.
When you have a good base,
Yeah.
as a pizzaiolo, as a baker, at the end of the day, you're essentially baking bread, and you have to understand the basics of that.
Yeah.
When you get into it, the original system of Roman pizza was 72, 96 hours, and that's going back to Italy in the late 80s, early 90s.
For sure.
And today, when you look at how Roman pizza's evolved, there is no rhyme or reason. It can be thin, it can be a little thicker, but as long as it has that crunch, that flavor, and I like to cook with memory. I like to bring people back to like when they first had it.
Yeah. Oh,
my first time I ever had it was in 2006.
Oh, wow.
And I loved it.
That's awesome. Yeah, pizza is so sensory. It's like it just can take you back, especially the pizza of your childhood, the pizza of the first time you're a young adult. Like it all traces back to that specific style. So I definitely agree. The one thing that I know about you is that you have a very educator component to you. Like
Thank you.
Really want to understand, but not only understand, but help others grow and help others learn the process. What kind of drives you to want to share that knowledge?
I think the driving force behind it for me, misrepresentation of what you're trying to do.
Yes.
It all goes back to the education aspect of it. In this past year, I've probably tested like 50 different flours, and not for anything. I'm not using them on a consistent basis. It's to understand them, because for that exact reason, if someone messages me, or comes to the restaurant, or they come talk to me about something, like whether it's a vendor from a distributor, or it's a flour company coming in and just trying to like teach me something about it, I've already done my homework on who's coming to see, in that sense of distributor wise. So like I like to test myself. I like to push myself to like the limits, understanding the product, because if I can understand it, then I can help someone that doesn't understand it. Today in America we have 4 flours. We have cake, AP, bread, high gluten. Those are the 4 basic flours we have.
Yeah.
You go to Italy, 1 meal has 50 flours. And it's 1 flour for croissant, 1 flour for cakes, 1 flour for teglia, pan, 1 flour for palla. And when you look at it from a perspective of what it is, the funnel right here, the basis, that doesn't change. So every flour in Italy has a basis. Then they just branch off and they go from weaker to stronger. And when you look at how a flour is constructed to teach someone, They're pulling grains from 8, 9, 10 different countries around the world. Strongest being in Canada or United States. So people think that when we talk about Italian flours that, Italy has the best grains and the best flours. They do, but they source from all over the world.
Yeah.
So when you educate people on that, one of my biggest things was, for me, back in 2015, I started having a couple health problems. And my doctor told me I had celiac. We went through the whole gamut of the testing.
Yeah.
And come to find out that it was the processing in American flours of the bleach and the bromate and the enrichments that affected me, where Italian flours don't have it.
Yes.
So, when you're at a show like the NRA or a show like Pizza Expo, or you go to CJEP, Tutto Food, Post Milano, and you have customers walking up and telling you, I can't eat the pizza because it messes up my stomach, like it doesn't make me feel good. And I go, first question I asked them, like, are you celiac? And they're like, no, it's a sensitivity.
Yeah.
I said, it's probably the processing that the flour goes through for you to be affected by it.
Yeah.
And that's 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Understanding. It's understanding your product. And some of the mills in Italy, they have created incredible flours that are here in America that people can have access to and make incredible pizzas or incredible breads.
Oh, I love that. So next month we're actually going to do kind of the focus on the future of pizza dough. So I can't not ask you about this. So what do you think that the future of pizza dough is in the United States? Like, where do you see us? Like, where do you see the trajectory going?
It's all going to come down to us, honestly. You have a lot of lawmakers right now that are changing how products are being developed and used.
For sure.
I'll say this, there's a need for everything. And back in the 50s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, are the people that were in charge of our government and, in the law process making of what they did. Wonder Bread had a need.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Dairy Queen had a need.
Yeah.
And that need was to give people jobs.
Yeah.
And to go make money after the war.
For sure.
Going forward in the industry of bread, I think this generation is transforming.
Yes.
And transforming in the sense that they're educating themselves.
Exactly.
You don't need to, I went to I have a 4-year degree, and then I have my master's in Italian culinary from Alma in Parma.
Okay.
And you get more of an education working for someone that understands that.
Yes.
And then if you want to go further and, further your education at that point, it's on you. Yeah. But you can really meet some interesting people in this industry that if you show them that you're interested, they'll show you the whole book.
Yeah. And that's what's so beautiful about the pizza community is it's the sharing of ideas. It's unlike any other industry.
There should be no secrets.
No, I agree.
Unless you're like a multi-billion-dollar company and you have to keep a secret. But at that point, when all we're doing is making bread, cooking bread, and feeding people.
Absolutely.
So,
I'll end on this question is, what advice do you have for aspiring pizzaiolos or up and coming folks that really want to understand pizza making and take their careers to
Marcus? That's a loaded question.
I know, right?
So here's my take on it. We're living in an AI technology world today. So how do you incorporate AI into pizza, into bread making, into bakeries, into food?
Mm-hmm.
And focus on what you're good at.
Yes.
And then find people to collaborate with to build it. So if you're good at being a baker, focus on making the best bread every day. If you're good at computers, find someone that understands how to use AI to make your business bigger, or to build it and bring it into a distribution. At the end of the day, people want good products, and there's a lot of rubbish out there. There's a lot of bad product out there, and everyone everyone, like when you talk about bread baking, you don't talk about what the bread can do for your body.
No.
How I interpret that and how I give my message to people is, for me, I'm in control of how I make my product.
Yeah.
How you take it and how you use it and how you digest it is on how your body's going to take it.
Yes.
You know, so like I said, there's just a lot of misrepresentation of information out there, and it's a marketing thing. You know, people want to talk about they use the word digestibility a lot. We don't talk about digestibility with bread.
Yeah.
So how can we talk about it with pizza? Yeah. So the idea is that a lot of people, I think, and I'm all about educating. I'm all about helping people understand more of what we do and why we do it. You know, someone that was told they're lactose intolerant and celiac.
Yeah.
I've found a way to make it work for me.
Yeah.
So
That's good. Any final thoughts for Pizza Today listeners?
love what you do. Don't follow the dollar and follow your intuition.
See you.